Welcome to Cosmic Channels. Please call 1-833-703-0424. That's 1-833-703-0424. Cosmic Channels are now open. Let's hit it.
Welcome to Cosmic Channels, hosted by the alien theorists. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight, we're talking paranormal experiences. So if you have a paranormal experience that you want to share with us live on air, dial 1-833-703-0424. Woo! Man, let me tell you something. I love Cosmic Channels' original theme song by Zeltron.
Oh, it's pretty dope. It's going to get better, too. I got some additions I'm going to put in.
I mean, Zellarius, the synth lord?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the synth wizard.
Wizard of the synth circle.
Yeah.
I'm scrapping the guitar. Full synth, baby.
It's a true one-man band.
So lines are open. New things this week with Cosmic Channels. I don't know if we had it set up last week, but we do now have a queue. So it's no longer first call, first serve. Yeah, there is a queue. You can call. We pick your calls. I don't know how many in the queue. We haven't tested it. At least one. At
least one. I think it might go. Just keep queuing. I'm not sure. I believe we have someone on the line here. Let me do a little fader action.
Hello?
Hello, you're on Cosmic Channels. Who are we speaking with?
This is Yeetus Fetus.
Yeetus Fetus?
Yes!
Yeah!
How's it going?
I know I heard you guys shout me out that one time, and I was like, oh, wow, they actually like the name. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. You got a supernatural experience or encounter for us?
Yes, it was from about 8 years ago when I was 12. You want me to go ahead and start?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I live in Boring, Oregon right now, but I used to live in Gresham, Oregon. It's about 10 minutes away. And when I was about 12 years old, I lived in this...
That's the name of the town, Boring, Oregon?
Boring?
Yeah.
What's the
I thought you were just saying
What's
Oregon was boring. Like, I just live in Boring, Oregon.
What's the city's motto? Is it something like it's never boring and boring?
Basically, yeah.
Anyways, continue.
But, yeah, so we used to live in this two-story house in Gresham, and I was home alone one day, and we had an upstairs, and then we had the living room, and then we kind of had, like, a basement room that we turned into, like, my sister's room, and she wasn't home that day, and I was just home alone, and I was just walking to the house. I was getting some food, and I walked past, like, the downstairs stairway, and I, like, stopped and took a double take, and I, like, kind of looked back, and I saw this, like, shadow figure just slowly walk right through the open doorway and in, like, through the wall and into my garage. And I don't know if have you guys seen the movie Signs?
Yep.
Oh.
You know that the birthday scene where that alien slowly, like, opened? Yeah, it was almost exactly like that. And that was, like, the one movie that terrified me to the core as a kid. And I could never watch those alien scenes. It terrified me. And when I saw that, I just freaked out and froze. I was just petrified. And it was like total 5 seconds, just slowly walked by and creeped. And I freaked out, and I went and I just hid in my living room, and I was too scared to go to my upstairs room because I thought it was going to come through the floor, and I was terrified of it, and I was on, like, a bunk bed. I'm like, this thing's going to get me.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so I sat in my living room just, like, curled up in a ball for, like, 3 hours until my parents and, like, some friends came back, and these family friends had their own paranormal encounters. They had, like, a girl that lived in their house, and they would see her, like this dead girl, from time to time, and they tried to debunk it with me, and I was like, I know what I saw, and I never saw it for the next 8 years. And just a couple weeks back, I was in bed and I woke up from a nightmare, and I had seen that exact shadow figure in my nightmare, like walking down the street, and it just was so creepy because I remember it specifically, and I was like, that is the exact thing I saw in detail. I'm like, and I haven't seen it for 8 years, and it was just so terrifying.
Jesus. Yep.
Yeah, it was like almost, it was kind of clear, but it was like just a black apparition. And I didn't go downstairs in my sister's room for a very long time after that.
I would never go back.
So just like a shadow, or did you see anything? Could you do like, was it man, woman,
Oh, no,
or woman, or
I think
just
might
a black?
have been a man. Yeah, it was like a black. It was easily like, I couldn't make out like a face or anything. It was just black. And it was just like this. I think it might have been a man. If it wasn't a man, it was something. And it just slowly just like walked through the wall and like into my garage. And I had never seen anything like that before. And I was,
Did it pay you any mind? Did it look at you, or was it just totally oblivious to you?
It's hard to tell because it like slowly went by, and I couldn't tell if it was looking at me or not. But I stood there and I like stared at it while it did it. And it had like no face either. So if it was looking at me, that
was it
terrifying.
Properly proportioned? Was it proportioned like a human, like a regular human person, or were like the limbs elongated or anything like that?
It was like that alien from Signs. It had kind of like a really skinny torso, where like the chest kind of came down like a V almost, but the torso was skinny, and it was kind of like a skinny apparition with a really small torso, and that's what like made it that creepy, was the fact that it didn't look entirely human, because it was just like this bald black apparition with a small like waist. And the only thing I thought about when I saw it was that alien from Science, and I was like, oh shit.
Jesus. Nope. No thanks. Terrifying.
Yeah. And I had another story it was a hiking story, but I don't know if you guys had time for that. It would like take 5 minutes to tell, but if not, that's totally fine.
Save that one for another time. We're going to open up the line to another caller, but we appreciate you telling your story.
Thanks, Edith.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk to you again soon, man. I'm sure.
Continue to yeet the
this was like amazing.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
I will. Thanks, guys.
Talk to you again.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Still, you're off the hook. Now we know that's not a made up name, unless you paid him to call. Hard to say.
It's hard. Yeah, it's tough to tell. I will not confirm anything there. All right. That's first terrifying story of the day.
Yeah. I love listening to these and then going to bed after. It's so fun.
Exactly what I want to do every Sunday night to start my week off.
Yeah.
Full of nightmares.
Nothing better. Hearing people's terrifying stories.
Yep. All right. I think we have another caller on the line. Let's bring them on the show. Hello, you're on Cosmic Channels. Who are we speaking with?
What's up, guys?
Yo.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, this is David Cooper from Georgia.
Hey, David Cooper. How's it going?
States.
How's things
Good,
down?
guys. How are y'all?
Good. How's things down there?
It's going. Having a good night, grilling a couple burgers, having a few drinks.
Can't beat that. You got yourself a supernatural story for us?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. So I moved and I graduated from college in 2012 and moved back home. And my dad's godfather had this huge house. It was like a 2-story, I think it was like 5,000 square foot house. And my dad always told me, it was right down the road from where my dad lived growing up. And he always told me, hey, I used to go down here, hang out with these hot girls, and they would have seances, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I kind of bought into it. Well, when I moved back from college, my dad he was managing the house like to renters and stuff. And he was like, hey, you want to live here? So I was like, yeah, I'll live there. I moved in by myself. I had a couple friends from back home, and they moved in with me. Well, for like the first month, you'd hear some weird stuff, you know?
Yep.
You guys there?
Yep. Weird. Yeah,
Oh,
we're just sitting-
listening.
we're on the
I
edge,
was like,
edge
oh
of our
my
seats,
God, did you just
terrified.
get
Yeah, I
taken
thought you were
away?
setting us up for something.
Yeah.
Like weird noises, like.
Yeah, some weird noises. Okay, so, like I always thought, okay, so the air conditioner's coming on, like stuff like that, whatever. Well, like I leave for work one morning. It was a bachelor pad. All we had was like 2 recliners, a little couch, ottoman. None of the shit matched like bachelor life. So I leave for work one morning. Everything's in its place. I come home. There's like a big bay window in the living room. The chair is moved. The main little recliner is moved to right in front of the bay window, and it's reclined back like somebody is leaning in the chair. Nobody's watching it. Like it's just sitting there like somebody moved it and is watching out the bay window.
Ooh.
Freaky shit. And I was like, all right, somebody's fucking with me. I figured my dad, my stepmom, somebody is fucking with me. Apparently not. Long story short, I called my dad. I'm like, hey, are you fucking with me? He's like, no, I'm not fucking with you. I called my roommates. I'm like, hey, have y'all come home from work for lunch? Anything? Yada, yada. No. Well, we get back, and my one of the roommates that lived with me, Sam, he lived in the room where apparently my dad went down there with his godfather's daughters and had the seances. Sam said he woke up in the middle of the night and there was something staring at him by the window of his bedroom, and I remember this distinctly, runs down, bangs on my door, and is like, wake the fuck up, there's something in my room, So me, Dylan, the other roommate, we run up there, we look, nothing. Sam would not sleep there for the remaining 6 months that he lived there until he moved out.
Jesus.
I'm not huge. I guess I'm kind of a skeptic as far as it comes, but I hung you ever heard of hanging a horseshoe above your door?
Yeah, like a good luck thing?
To ward out. Yeah, like the good luck thing.
Sure.
Yeah, so I hung a horseshoe above my door, and I never had any bad experience. I mean, granted, we all smoked a lot of weed, but this is the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nothing. I never experienced anything. But Sam swore to this day, and I can't explain it to this day how that chair got moved. And I mean, literally, it's in front of a bay window, like a 8x8 bay window, looking out the back of the back of the house. The chair's just sitting there, reclined out. No scratch marks on the hardwood. Like somebody just moved it across the floor. Nothing. It's just sitting there.
Oh, so it actually
completely weird shit.
No, it would lift it. Someone lifted or something lifted it and placed it back. Like nothing.
Yes,
to say it dragged along the hardwood or whatnot.
Oy.
Yeah. Like it seemed like somebody lifted it, moved it across the floor without scratching the hardwood, and it's just sitting there, reclined out like somebody's chilling out in the chair, looking out the back window.
Nope.
It was creepy. The biggest bunch of fucking nope I've ever seen in my life, dude. Like, no.
Two things that I think I'm like right away, I'm like, well, is it possible? And this is if someone's playing a prank on you, and the prank is to do this, and then they're like, I am never gonna even reap the rewards of letting you know I pranked you, and I'm just gonna play this long game. Like I'm just gonna forget I've done it to you, and just let you think that that's unreal if someone's done that to you. Because to play the long game prank like that, where you're just like, I'm never gonna fess up to this. There's very few people that can pull that off.
Yeah, that's a hope and a dream to pull that off for a long term.
I don't know. It could have been something like I don't know. I can't explain it. That's my paranormal ordeal.
Do you have any twisted friends that would be that inclined to play the long game joke where they prank you, but they never even take credit for the prank?
None that can hold. This happened 8 years ago, so no, none that would hold on to it for 8 years. I don't think.
I can't. I'll hold a long joke for a long time, but even I eventually need
got to break.
Credit. I need credit where credit's due, so I'll fess up eventually.
All right, hey man.
This was 8 years ago. Still haven't heard anything.
Hey, man, thanks for calling in, telling the story. We've got a few people on the call queue here, so we're going to keep moving, but we appreciate it. Terrifying, and hopefully it doesn't happen to you again.
Yeah, keep
boys,
that
y'all have a
horseshoe.
good night.
Keep
The
the horseshoe.
lazy boy. We're gonna call that one the lazy
Later.
boy haunting.
Bye. Oh, yeah, get some fucking horror stories in here today. Someone in the chat's like, I'm waiting for Zell to be dragged away, and now I'm fucking look over my shoulder.
It's just the way your camera is. It's like Blair Witch Project.
Very
level.
Ominous.
It's ominous, dark and
Very
ominous.
ominous.
And then that girl said I had a demon in the studio last on that one, and so I'm just waiting for take my chair. Just fucking pull me back. Shit. All right.
I
Just wait
think, I
for a
think it's the
hand to reach
lighting. I
around
think
the
it's just
Yeah.
Zell is so pale
Yeah.
that it
Dude, I got my orange light on. I got my glowing light. Take me up
Doesn't work.
a couple shades.
You
Okay.
need some like bronzer or something before you go on. We gotta. You know what? We're gonna have to hire a makeup person to come and touch you up.
Okay, we got someone on the line. Let's bring them in. Hello, you're on
Hey, how's it
Cosmic
going?
Channels. Good. Who are we speaking with?
It's Cobra Law from Twitter.
From Florida. Florida man.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Cobra Law, what's going on?
Oh shit.
Not too much. How's it going,
You
guys?
you might be one of our longest running fans. Definitely, probably in the top 5.
Yeah,
I would say.
From
It's been a while.
from the early days. Good to hear from you, man.
Way back. Pardon me?
Good to hear from you. Here to tell us a creepy story?
Oh,
or
yeah.
What do you got for us?
Oh, man, I got tons of creepy stories. I don't know if I'm crazy or if there's some weird shit going on around here, but I don't know, something's happening.
Give us
So,
give us
the
one off the top of your head. Let's do it.
The most recent one is I've got kids. I've got 2 little boys, 5 and 4 years old. I work weird shifts, so I get home around 1 o'clock in the morning most of the time. Sometimes I come home and, they're sleeping with my wife because they're small, they're scared or whatever. And, sorry, I'm actually kind of freaking out talking about it right now. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm super nervous just, mentioning it. My kids have bunk beds. Fuck, I can't even talk, man. Sorry, guys. Okay, so my little boys, they've got bunk beds, and sometimes, like I said, they sleep with my wife. So there was one day, I was in my bed with my wife. My youngest son came into my room, and he was scared, so he wanted to sleep with her instead. So instead of kicking him out of my room, I went to take his place on the bottom bunk. My youngest son wasn't home. He was at his grandma's place for the night. So it was just me in his room and him in my bed with my wife. I don't know why, but he didn't want to go to bed for whatever reason. And I saw him walk down the stairs of my house, and I can hear him playing down in the living room. We have a light in our hallway, so if anybody walks through, the light turns on. It's a motion sensor light, so
Yep.
it turns on, automatically when anybody walks through. I left his bedroom door open just a crack so I can see, so I can see into the hallway. Anyway, he's downstairs playing, and I guess he's kind of getting bored, so he's calling me. And I'm exhausted, just got home from work. I haven't fallen asleep yet, but I can hear him calling, Dad, and I'm not answering him because I'm tired. I don't want to deal with it at the moment. But I can kind of hear that he's kind of getting upset, not knowing where I was. So then I was just about to answer him, and maybe 2 feet above my head, I can hear, Dad, like a really breathy whisper, super close to my ear. And I know it wasn't my youngest son because he wasn't home. I know it was not my wife because she was in bed sleeping. And I saw my son walk downstairs, and the light in the hallway turned on, meaning that, somebody had walked by, right? So I'm terrified, instantly. But I don't want to show that I'm scared. I don't know why. For some reason, the first reaction I had was to not show that I was terrified. But I was, obviously. So I grabbed my phone when I put my glasses on, and I calmly walked out of the room. And I went downstairs, and sure enough, my son's down there playing. And I'm like, you can't be awake right now, buddy. It's only, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. And I took him back up into our room, and then I went to sleep finally. But there's something in there, man. Those sliding closet doors, the kind that are on the, little tracks.
Yep.
we have those in his room, and we hear like somebody's banging on it. I don't know if it happens to a bunch of people, but we hear like a loud knock. Like, well, listen to this. I don't know if you can hear it, but kind of like that, like someone's punching it.
Yeah.
But there's literally nobody in that room. We hear it all the time. So I don't like going in his bedroom. Not
Dude,
at all. But
you have a fucking like an active camouflage predator in your house. Where they
I don't know, man.
it heard your son speak, so it's mimicking his voice, like in the movie. Over here.
It was.
That's terrifying. I hate that.
Yeah.
There's two things I hate. I hate kids being creepy and saying creepy things, and closets. And that has both of those.
Put them
things.
together. It's real bad.
Yeah, sorry, but I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even tell you guys that story. Like I'm shaking.
You could hear the emotion in your voice.
Terrifying, man.
Yeah.
I feel my body temperature just went up 3 degrees. I'm nervous
Yeah,
now.
he's in there right now. He it's weird. It doesn't happen very often. Like there's nothing that I can see. I can't. I don't even know how to explain it, man. Like there's something. Like I've never seen a ghost or anything like that. I'm not saying that it's a ghost, but there was something in there that was imitating my son, and I heard it clear as day. And it was it's a kid's bunk bed, right? So it's not very big. And I'm lying on the bottom, and it sounded like it was just speaking right into my ear.
Oh yeah.
I took off, and I try not to sleep in that room if I don't have to. I make them deal with it, not me. They don't know what's going on, so they don't seem to be as scared as I am. So it's weird.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I got lots of stories. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Just want to give you the most recent terrifying experience I've had.
Yeah, man.
But I'll definitely give you guys another call.
Oh, 100%. If you got more like that, that was crazy. So definitely call back next time.
Absolutely. I'll call you on the next one for sure.
All right. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
being
the
a listener for so long. Awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I'm never going to stop.
Awesome, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
That is, you know what we could do? We could literally do a show called "Kids Say the Creepiest Things." I have a buddy whose kid tells him, he's like, "You're going to hell. Angel, demons are coming for you," and then laughs. And it's like, and then like, my buddy's like, "What? What?"
I'd be like, not if they get you first.
Yeah. You turn it around on your kid.
Yeah.
Like creepy.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
That's terrifying.
We got some stories flowing in tonight.
Sounds scary. Like you can always tell when someone's like, you hear that nervousness in their voice, and I'm like, oh
yeah, it's
gives
real
me
then.
the heebie-jeebies.
Anyways, we got another caller on the line. Let's bring them in. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hi, this is Angela Mariucci from Instagram.
Oh yeah,
I'm here with.
Hey, Angela.
Yeah, hi guys.
How's it going?
Good. Me and my boyfriend are hanging out, and he used to live in this like really super haunted house, so he wanted to tell you the story.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, let's hear it.
What's going on? This is Mike.
Yeah. Good to finally be on the phone with you guys, talking to you guys.
Hell yeah. All right, let's scare
Hold
us.
on,
Let's
before
do
you
it.
start, plug both your Instagram. Mike's an unbelievable photographer. He's got wicked stuff. And Angela's always posting the most fucking inspirational shit I've ever seen. Get you motivated to do workouts. Plug your shit right now. Where can people find your stuff?
Thank you. Here, you plug your shit.
So mine's Angela Mariucci, ANGELA MARIEUCCI.
And I am Mike Scafidi Photo. It's Mike SCAFIDI Photo. Thanks for the plug. Awesome.
Yeah, no worries. All right, let's hear your story.
All right. So, I mean, I used to live in this haunted house. I guess I used to be kind of a skeptic to begin with, but after living there for so long, I kind of sort of changed my perspective on a few things. And there was a lot that happened there, so I'm going to try and like kind of condense it all into one story. A lot of different experiences that myself and my girlfriend and a lot of friends, including family, my mom, my brother, we all had there. And even since we moved out, the family that moved in after us moved out almost immediately afterwards too. Only know that because I drove by and I saw a for sale sign up maybe about 3 months or so after we moved out. So first experience, I guess I would say, that I personally had was my brother lived in the basement, and he had like a whole kind of set down there, like, bedroom, couch, all the, the works. And I was home alone one day, and I just wanted to go down there for whatever reason. I always kind of just walked around the house doing whatever. And he had this couch that was along the wall. And one day when I went down there, the couch, like, I heard this really loud noise, and the couch was actually standing upright in the center of the whole bedroom, which was like really freaky and bizarre to me to begin with. And I mean, apart from that, there were other experiences. Like, I did have actually a weird sort of sleep paralysis moment in the house as well. Actually, I didn't even think about it until I listened to one of your podcasts. We were on a road trip, and we were listening to one of your podcasts about sleep paralysis and all that stuff. And there was this really weird occurrence where I saw, it was dark in my room, but I was fully awake, and I'm looking in the corner of my room, and there's this figure that's standing there that was like darker than the regular darkness. It was just, it stood out, blacker than anything. It was really scary, but I couldn't move no matter what. Like, I actually was like petrified. My arms, like, no matter how bad I wanted to just kind of reach over to my lampshade and just turn the light on, I couldn't no matter what. It was just watching me and just staring at me. And it was single-handedly one of the most like terrifying things I've ever seen. Sorry, I'm rushing through. I'm trying to fit it all in there.
No, let's pause you for a second. I want to go back to the couch standing on edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, any drag marks, or this couch was just like, you just?
Oh no, it was physically just standing upright, like just straight up in the center of the whole bedroom down in the basement. Now, like, I'd like to add that also my mom was dating this guy for a while, and this was his parents' house, and they both died in the house as well.
Oh.
Like, they didn't like die in hospice or anything. Like, they both were taken care of in the house, and they both died in the house. So we all kind of have this. What's that?
I said, don't like that.
That's a nope.
Oh yeah. We all kind of have this impression that, like, maybe it was them. Because according to my mom's boyfriend, that the dad was like a prankster. He liked to like play jokes on people a lot, which was crazy. I did have my first ever sighting, I guess you can say. I was home alone again, and my dog was in my room with me. It's just like a Chihuahua, this little thing. And I'm watching TV, and he starts barking at my bedroom door. And there's a long hallway that goes down to the dining room from my room. And he starts barking at the door, so I figure he has to go out to the bathroom or something like that. So I open the door, and I'm just, I'm walking with my phone on, and he runs down the hall. And as I'm looking at my phone walking down the hallway, he runs back through my legs into my room. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I just have to go to the bathroom. And I look up, and at the other end of the hallway, I don't even really know how to describe it. It was like an outline of someone. That's the best way I can describe it. It was this weird figure of some sort just kind of standing there. And it was enough for me to be like, okay, there's something there, but I'm not going to like go and explore this. This is terrifying. So I ran back into my bedroom, jumped out my bedroom door or window with my dog in my arms, and called my mom. And I was like, Mom, there's something in the house. Yeah, it's a first story house, I'd like to add. Like, I'm not jumping 3 stories out and breaking my ankles. That was the first time
figure,
I ever.
Was it like a fleeting glance, or did you have a little bit of a stare off with it?
It was.
Like,
it wasn't
shit.
So much of a glance. It was like I looked up, and it at first I thought maybe it was like a glare or something, but it kind of like took on the shape of something or somebody, I should say, standing there. Like it had enough density that I could see that it was someone, but it didn't look natural, so I knew it wasn't someone.
Right.
And it was single-handedly the freakiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then fast forwarding, maybe about a couple weeks or so, my brother, myself, my mom, and her boyfriend, we were all in the kitchen one morning eating breakfast. And I had told them about this, and they were just doing the whole, like, shrug it off, like you probably just saw whatever. It was whatever. And while we're all making breakfast, I noticed something pass by the window next to our house. And this is like in our backyard too, so it's not just like somebody walking around. I noticed something walk by, this huge, like kind of like white figure almost. And when I turned my head, I noticed that my mom, my brother, and her boyfriend also all kind of turned their heads at the same time. And we all saw something walk by the window. And at this point, my mom had already had her own experiences in the house. Like she had this episode once where she had just gotten out of the shower. She told us all about it. And she heard like banging in the basement, like things were being thrown around in the basement all over the place. And she assumed that it was her boyfriend, John, down there doing something. So she like kind of like kicked on the floor and yelled down through the floorboards, like, "Hey, like, what are you doing down there? Like, are you okay?" And the noise just kept on coming and coming and coming. And it was starting to kind of like concern her. So she kept on asking, like, "John, do you need help down there?" And the noise was just going and going. So she just, I guess, like wrapped herself up in a robe or whatever, walked over to the basement door, opened the door. And as soon as she opened the door, she told me that the noises stopped. And she yelled down again, and nothing was happening. And then not even 2 seconds later, he came through the front door with groceries in his hands. And she was confused. Like, she had no idea who or what was making noise downstairs. And he was like, "I've been at the grocery store for the past hour, so I'm not really sure."
That's
he
crazy.
went down there, checked, and nothing was wrong.
Hey man, we're gonna have to jump in. We're gonna move on to the next caller, but that sounds like a terrible place to grow up.
Yeah, I would have moved out of
it was
there
pretty bad.
ASAP.
Hey man, save some more of those stories though, and call back another time. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Mike
guys.
and Angela.
It was a real pleasure.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Jesus, haunted houses. Get out of here.
Dude, I feel my body temperature going up. I'm scared to be like, I should have left all the lights on before we started.
I'm about to go turn the lights on in here.
Yeah.
My head. No, I'm not going to. But. Whew. All right. The call queue, I guess, ends at 5 minutes. You get booted. So if you get booted, call back and get back in the queue. I guess now we know. I wonder if we can switch it, but we'll figure it out for next show.
Yeah, we didn't know that. It's all a learning curve for us.
Yeah. Anyways, we got another caller on the line. Let's bring them in. 1 second. Hello, you're on Cosmic Channels.
Oh, hi.
There you are.
Is this not live with the show? Hi.
This is live. Yep.
Yeah, it is. It is live. I think there's probably a delay though.
Yeah,
there's probably a 3-second delay between the show and like when you're actually talking to us.
Yeah, it's a slight delay for sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a grandma with all this stuff, so.
No problem. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Fake name if you don't want your real one.
My name is Karen. Oh, well, that's my real name.
Real name. There you go.
And I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Oh, not too far.
Yeah, it's very, very convenient. Everything is on PST.
Yep. It's good for us West Coasters. All right.
So I'm just going to dive in so that I don't waste anyone's time.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So I used to live with my sister and her husband. This is my ghost story. And she lived in a two-story home. It had 5 bedrooms. And this house was built on the end of a road. And people used to drive drunk really fast down there, and they would hit the end of the road and die. So it's a lot of uncomfortable feelings. And we always suspected our house was haunted because when you're downstairs in the kitchen, you would hear footsteps upstairs and things like that. But there was never any real evidence outside of that until one day I was downstairs with my sister, and she asked me to grab something from her bedroom. She's my older sister, so often, I had to do what she asked. And we were in our early 20s at this time. And so I went upstairs to her bedroom, and this was like an old build where the master bedroom, you would like go through French doors, and to the left was like a double walk-in closet hallway into like a master suite bathrooms. So I walk into the bedroom, and all of a sudden I see her naked husband dive into one of their closets. And I immediately get flustered and run back downstairs. And I'm like, sister, what the hell? Like, your husband was naked up there. Why didn't you tell me he was naked? And she looked at me and she said, Karen, my husband went to work 2 hours ago.
Oh.
There is no one else upstairs. And it was so real. Like, the naked man that dove into the closet was so solid that I can still remember, like, his fleshy bottom diving into the closet. So we grabbed a broom and a mop, and we like carefully walked back upstairs because I was so sure there was an intruder in the home and they must have gotten into the second floor somehow. But we checked all the locks. There was nobody there. And if someone had tried to get out the front door, they would have had to cross us in the living room. So that was the day that I absolutely
I have a clarifying
believed in
question.
ghosts.
Because my skeptic brain jumps to conclusions. When you guys went with your mop and broom, is this your friend or sister-in-law? Did you say your friend?
Oh, this is my sister. So
your sister. Did your
2 years
sister,
older than me.
when you were heading to where you saw the naked man, did your sister direct you guys to look somewhere first that wasn't where you saw the naked man?
No,
Or did you go straight to where you saw it?
She was just as freaked out straight to where we saw it.
Because my brain, brain goes like, maybe your sister had a little daytime visitor. I don't know, little
side
afternoon
hustle.
delight. Who am I to judge? But that's why I was going to say, if she's
maybe,
like,
but
yeah, you saw it in the bedroom, we need to go check the spare bedroom first. But if you went directly to where you saw it, that's creepy as hell.
Naked ghosts.
Oh my
yeah, and all the windows were locked. And after that, we would still hear shuffling upstairs. And if you were in one of the upstairs bedrooms, you would see like shadows passing in front of your door, you know, like the light filtering in.
Right.
So we definitely think that place was haunted. I had to move first, and then she moved. Her and her husband moved out later. But yeah, that's my very scary time I saw a naked ghost.
Naked.
Yeah, that is
peeping ghost.
That is terrifying. I couldn't even imagine, like, if I went to my closet right now and thought I saw a naked man dipping into my room, I think I'd be out of the house. I definitely would have. Good on you two
I really
for
thought it
grabbing
was
a
her
mop and a
husband.
broom.
I can picture the mop and the broom like going in like short, like a sword and shield, like mop broom, like, oh, let's get in there. What are we gonna do with this mop and broom if we catch him?
Well, we didn't think ghost. We thought burglar or something.
I know.
I don't know. Wail on him.
Pommel him with
Secret
broomsticks.
keeper or something. But no.
That's crazy. So,
Ultimate ghost fighting weapons.
no, you never seen the naked ghost again?
Not so tangibly. Like I said, like you could always hear footsteps walking upstairs. And the weird thing was it was always trying to avoid us, like whatever was in that house.
Right.
Because if you went upstairs, the noises would stop. If you like opened up the bedroom door to see like who was walking in front of it, there'd be nothing. And it was always it always seemed like it was trying to move away from wherever there was like people in the house.
That's crazy. Hey, thanks a lot for calling in and telling your story.
Creepy.
Like, that's
Thanks, Karen,
Yeah,
for being
thanks so much
patient and getting
for
through this line. Letting us know about the cutoff time.
Yeah, now we know. You got 5 minutes on the thing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, call back.
I love you guys,
Thanks,
and I love your podcast. So
Hey, we appreciate it. Call back another time. Tell us another story.
will do.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye. All right. Naked ghost. That's the first naked ghost we've heard.
Spooky naked ghosts.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Yeah, people have asking on the chats, why isn't Andrew on this show? It's obvious. Too scary.
Yeah. He can't handle the show. He just sits there.
He's
on his
already
hand.
having trouble sleeping.
He just sits there and pulses up and down like he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
All right.
We can't tell him scary stories before bedtime. Like, can't do that to him.
All right. The lines are popping tonight, boys. Here we got another caller. Let's bring him on. Hello, you're on Cosmic Channels.
Hi, hello?
Hello.
I'm having a hard time taking a shit. Could you help me?
Taking a shit?
Yeah.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah, we can help you.
3 teaspoons of Metamucil
I'm just
morning
panicking.
and night, and you're good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
All right. I'll take that advice, man. Thank you, man.
Hey, no problem. You take care of yourself.
All right, I'll be out.
All right. Bye-bye. That's the first one like that we've got.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Some constipation's a real thing. Take care of yourself.
Hey, listen.
If
you
you're
got
taking
some
the
medical
spooky shit, call
yeah,
us.
if you want to take ghost poos, Metamucil, no wipes. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of on topic. Yeah, I mean, you can ask us if you have medical. I wouldn't take our word.
I wouldn't take our word, but all right. We got
This episode of Cosmic
Andrew's
Channel is
not
brought to
here.
you by Metamucil.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
What's up, boys?
Yo.
What's going on?
Who we got here?
Hey, this is Jay from Fort Lauderdale. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, Jay, what's up, brother?
How you guys doing, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, man. How's the
Oh, yeah,
podcast
man.
going?
It's going good. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you asking. Yeah, it's going well, man. You know, minus the co-host right now, but pushing through.
Yeah, let's keep going. Give people a quick shout where they could find your podcast.
Oh, thanks so much, man. It's a conspiracy cafe, and you know, anywhere you listen, man. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate that.
Hey, no worries, brother. Thanks for calling in. You
Good show.
got a story for us?
All right, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna sound crazy, but I legit grew up in a haunted house.
Oh yeah. Here we
So
go.
I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, crazy. I actually did a show on it, man. Like a full episode, crazy. So I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, and most of it is stories. Like I have seen some shit, and I'll get into that in a minute. But like most of it is stories. So we had this shed on the side of our house. There was always some creepy shit going on there, from what I heard. I have brothers and sisters. They're all much older than me. That was a mistake for sure, because my sister was like 14 years older than me. So I've heard some stories about this creepy ass shed, and it was really old. So they tore it down, and right by the shed there was a spare room. And this is it used to be my sister's room. She got married real young, moved out. So it was my dad's workroom. So when they like had tools and shit in there, so they tore down the shed, and apparently whatever was in the shed went into the workroom because. All right, first story I got, man. My brother was in the Army, right? And he would come down. And whenever he would come down, you know, come home for Christmas or whatever, that back room was now like a spare room. So he would stay there. And so he's in there one night. And, like, he's a good person, would never lie. Like, I legit believe every word he says. So he says he's sleeping one night in the room. He wakes up, and, like, on the bottom of the bed, you know, like on the footboard of the bed, on either side, there was like what he describes, I'm going to sound fucking crazy, what he describes as like two demons, like sitting on the foot of the bed, like one on the left, one on the right. And they have like knives in their hand. And he wakes up and he's like, fuck, I'm dreaming for sure, 100%. He says, no, I'm not really dreaming, man. I'm fucking totally awake. And he says he wakes up, and like one of the demons, like say on the left side, was like had the knife, was like, do it. And the other one was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. You do it. And he just freaked out, got up, and got the fuck out of there. Like left the room, like just fucking got out of the room. 100%.
No kidding.
No shit, man. So it wasn't contained to that back room. My mom always, you know, she has since passed, man. She has always said that, you know, we had a long hallway. And there are so many times, my sister can attest to this too. She saw it too. Like you would look down the hallway, like just, you know, walking by, look down the hallway, and there's a lady in a white dress, like a long, like gown, like a white dress, like a white hat on, just like old fucking Victorian style shit. And like nothing like really freaky outside of that room though. Everything felt like, you know, wasn't really scary. Like my mom had no fear whatsoever. Like, almost like it was fucking Casper hanging out with her. She had no fear at all, you know, whatsoever. But you look down this hall and you see like this lady just in white and this and that. But back to that bedroom, I had another story. My grandmother would come and stay with us. She had a little apartment, but she was older. and she would come stay with us once in a while. And we had a dog. It was a black lab mix, and he was fucking badass. Like, bit a mailman once, like legit bit a mailman. Like, he was like no shit, scared of nothing. And so my grandma's in that room, and she wakes up, and the dog, like, she kept the door open when she slept, and she wakes up to the dog fucking freaking out, like barking like crazy, like growling, barking, like underneath the bed. And she kind of felt the bed move like a little bit, almost like somebody was at the foot of the bed, like lifting it up and down a little bit, but just at like the foot of the bed. And the dog is like at the doorway, in the entrance.
Yep.
Fucking like growling, crazy growling and barking. And then just like that, he starts whining, tail under his legs and hauls ass. Like, she looked under the bed and like nothing was there.
Wait.
Terrifying.
So,
I hate, especially like any kind of animals when they're freaking out, man. Freaks me the hell out. My cat freaks out all the time, just staring at ghosts, and terrifies me.
okay, I gotta go.
Imagine.
Yeah,
a bit.
I gotta go back to the demons with the knives because I was too terrified during the story to say anything. What kind of demons are we talking about? Are we talking like demons like some from Diablo, like winged demons, like looking like little devils, or like what kind of
What kind of loot would they drop?
Yeah, what kind of loot? Yeah, exactly. What kind of loot would they drop if we slayed one?
He described them, man. Like, I can't say for sure. He described them as like they were like probably 3 foot tall, I think he said, and like little like gremlins almost, like just little nasty ugly demons. And each one had a knife, and one was telling the other one, "Do it, do it." It's like, "No, you do it. No, you do it."
Like insinuating like to kill him, or what?
Yes.
Or just,
Yeah.
Or just poke them.
Like
just little jabs.
Yeah. Yeah. Give him a little jab.
Now,
You
were
do it.
these
No,
were
fuck
these
you,
regular
you do it.
knives, or like are these knives that like 3-foot demons would have? So they're a little tinier. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if
probably
you
a little
answered that
tinier. I guess
question.
he just.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it makes it any
definitely.
better if they're tinier knives.
Yeah, it still freaked me the fuck out. But yeah, I guess like you said, they were about 3 foot tall. I guess the knives were proportionate to them. He didn't really get into that too much. But yeah, but like you said, Braden, the thing that freaks me out more is the dog, the animal. Just fucking animals know, man. They can sense some shit, man. Freaking out.
Jesus. Yeah, this animals
Now,
do seem more in tune
I never
with it.
saw. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I never saw anything crazy. Well, like, when I went into that back room, like, I would need a tool. Like, my dad kept all his tools and shit in there. So if I would never, ever need anything, I would go in there. And you just got this feeling of dread. Just opening the door, like, you would go get what you need and fucking just haul ass. Like, something was 100% behind you. And I felt like that through the house growing up always. Like, there was something behind me. But again, outside of that room, it wasn't really, really freaky. Inside of that room, it's fucking terrifying.
That room's a portal
Whenever
to
I
hell.
went in that, yeah, something, man. That shit had it going on in there. But yeah. So I saw the only thing I've ever seen was like black shadows, like zipping around, like when you went in that room. And I honest to God, I still see them sometimes to this day, like black shadows, like out of the corner of your eye. Like a little ball of black shadow with a tail on it, like zipping around. But you could never ever like look right at it, and it was always like in the corner of your eye.
That's crazy.
I get the fleeting glances all the time if like it's in the middle of the night and I go into the hallway and as I turn back, I always think I see something just in my peripheral, and when I whip my head back, I get that like heightened sense of like, oh God, something's there, and I just stand there frozen for a second and then scurry like to my room or wherever I'm going real quick. I get that all the time, the fleeting glances. Where I think I'm like, I think I see a shadow or a silhouette move or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the corner of your eye, you see some shit. Like
I should have worn a
remember being
t-shirt,
in the
man.
house,
I'm
man.
sweating. Making me nervous, man.
All right, man.
Like being in the
Hey, Johnny,
house, man,
Johnny, I have to cut. Sorry, I got to cut you off. That's got a little bit of time to go
no
into a
worries,
call,
man.
but hey, we appreciate the call and definitely call back another time. We always like talking to you.
Yeah, if you like
thanks so much for having
conspiracy
me, guys. Love
shows,
you guys.
find Conspiracy Cafe, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, get some
Check
more
it out.
podcasts in
Good
you.
show.
Why not? Cheers, brother.
You guys are the best. I love you.
Talk to you
All
soon.
right, cheers.
Bye.
Take it easy.
God damn, some good fucking freaky stories today.
Oh God.
Yeah, we got time for a couple more calls. I've been setting a 5-minute timer to try and get. It's tough when you get rambling. It's hard to get people off the line and get more people on, but you don't want to cut off the story.
Not that we want people off the line.
No,
we
no,
just want to get as many calls as possible.
No, I'm saying like it's tough to get.
Zell's just saying, everybody, keep it.
Get the fuck off the line.
No, it's just hard. It's hard to cut into stories because you get so into them and you're like, oh shit, that was 9 minutes.
What we need? We need some like after 5 minutes, like that Oscar like walk off music starts.
Just
wrap it up.
Slow claps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just start clapping.
Anyway,
oh, dude.
Yeah, nice orchestral music.
His idea was to do paranormal, spooky stories.
I love the
today.
paranormal ones. So
Telling
awesome.
me.
That's hard. Well, it's mostly us because we like to ask questions. We ask questions and people start talking more, and it's fun to learn about this.
All right, there was some more on the queue, but after 5 minutes you get knocked. So if you were on the queue, call back. We got time for a couple more. But there, good
people have been
tonight.
asking on chat and stuff. I like that people are discussing their paranormal stories on the chats and stuff. It's turned into a really interesting a show, and I've been following chats, and people are talking about their spooky stories on the chats too. So you can call in and tell them.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got another call on the line right now. Let's bring him in. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
What's up?
Yo, who we speaking with?
Hey, what's up? My name's Joey. I just started following you guys recently. I have a short story for you.
Sure.
Sure. We like short stories.
It's more of a
short and terrifying.
Scary story that you guys are on it. So it actually was in Pasadena, California. And I have a friend who has a huge family that's separated with two different groups that are like step families.
Yep.
And part of the step family had this house that I went over to a couple times, but they were always talking about like how there's like shadow figures. And one time we're like getting drunk, getting high, kind of hanging out, doing our thing, and we got to go like to the garage and see them. And we saw like a small black figure and another shadow figure there. And I guess it's a normal thing that's been happening there. But another night, one of the sisters was sleeping, and what freaks me out about this whole thing is the dog was the thing that woke her up, because he saw a shadow figure in the corner. And when she woke up, she saw it sitting there, and the dog was growling. And she would like kind of sit there and growl and growl and growl. And she called the name of the dog, and the dog barked, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And it was just a weird situation that like kept
the dog
happening in the
disappeared?
house.
No, the shadow.
No,
the
shadow disappeared.
That's really crazy.
Like, we just like saw like a few things, and I was like, nah, like we're all partying, we can't see it, but like everyone kept on seeing these little things, like little shadow figures. And then one night, one of the sisters woke up to the dog growling, looking at the corner, and she saw it, and then she called the dog's name, and it disappeared, and the dog stopped. It was terrifying, honestly. It's just a terrifying place.
No kidding.
Do they have do they have lots of encounters, or they're having spooky stuff and that's the one you know of? Or is this kind of a one-off kind of thing?
Well, I mean, no, it's like over time they'd see things like there's like a little girl shadow figure and like an older person. The way the house was set up was like the garage was split into another part of the house. It was kind of like an individual room, and that's where we continuously see it. That's where I saw it one time. Yet again, like I said, we were partying, and like we opened the door and we saw it, and we're like, what the fuck? And then it kind of disappeared. But then we have stories of someone waking up with the dog barking, or dog looking in the corner, freaking out, and then it was just a weird feeling in the house, like the weird shadow people or images you would see.
Yeah, when you get that when you see it, do you get that like primal fear where you're like all your hair stands up on edge? You get that like the goosebumps all over.
Yeah, get that feeling of dread.
like when I was younger, I used to see you guys were talking like earlier in the episodes of like the Hat Man or the Shadow Hat Man.
Yeah, Lou Bega.
Like the image you'd see, like when you're laying in bed, you like look towards the hallway and you'd see that guy. I swear to God, I saw that guy when I was a kid. I swear, it freaked me out. And I heard you guys talking about it, and it just blew my mind. I was like, yeah, that is a thing. So I always have a feeling about those.
A lot of people see him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Weird. It's weird, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Lucky you didn't become Mambo
I love
number
you guys.
6.
I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in. You guys are great.
Hey, man, thanks. We appreciate the call.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll talk to you again soon.
Got one more? Got time for one more?
Yeah, we can take another call. Let's see if there's anyone else on the queue. Yeah. Give it a few seconds. Yeah, there's been a surprising amount of calls tonight. It's awesome.
Yeah, unreal. Dude, we're going to have to do a paranormal part 2.
You have to get a switchboard operator in here. All right, I think this will be what we're recording almost an hour. This will be last call. Let's bring him in. Hello, you're on Cosmic Channels.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man.
I'm doing all right, man. Name's Manny, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Nice. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, that's my favorite line.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for someone to say that line.
I know. It was so cliche to say it, but I needed to say it.
Had to say it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for someone to say it.
We thrive on cliches.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm glad I said it. Well, I'm from Orlando, Florida, actually.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So, calling in for some, I guess, ghost stories, I guess you could say.
Yeah, tell us something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still live in the same house, but this happened when I was a lot younger, probably when I was like 6 to 8. I used to share a bedroom with my sister, and we would lock the door at night. And it started with simple events with just doorknobs, like shaking, like wiggling open. You know, we would think of it maybe our parents were checking in, something like that. But like over like a couple of nights, it progressed to a little bit more kind of crazier stuff. So we started hearing not only the door open, we started hearing footsteps on the roof, walking from like my room to my parents' room and back and forth, like pacing.
Just quickly, this isn't December 24th, is it?
No.
All right, so Santa's it's not Santa.
Cross Santa off the suspect list.
No, this it gets a little bit crazier because you know after we started hearing this, like it started happening during the day. So we have this mirror, I guess, that looks outside to the front porch.
Yep.
And it was the afternoon, and like we were all in the living room watching TV, and we see something walking up kind of from the edge of the driveway, just black figure, like it looks like it's wearing a hood. It's like pure daylight, and it's just walking, and you see it walk a way across to the front door. Our front door has glass. You see it turn, look inside, just stare at us for like a good 2 minutes, and it just walks back, and it just vanishes.
Damn.
So it was like wearing a hood and like long. Was it wearing like what else was it wearing? Like from the neck down.
It just looked like a black cloak almost.
Okay.
Oh, fucking Dementor.
Like it was.
Was it
long.
like it walking?
Yeah, it looked
or
like
was
a
it
black cloak.
gliding, or was it like?
I couldn't see the feet, but it was walking like kind of a little bit fast paced. So I guess you could say it could have been gliding, but because we didn't look past, anything below where the window showed, we just saw it like walk forward, look inside, just stare at us, go back and disappear. So that's when like my parents started to take
towards the street and just like gone, or
not even the street, just like like where the window cuts off so you don't see, like when you walk down a driveway, like you would have to like kind of open the door to look. It was gone. There was nothing. Nobody next door, nobody outside. It was just gone.
Did you go look? Was there no track? Like go outside and look for any signs of anything physical, or?
My parents went outside because obviously I'm a kid. I'm crying. I didn't know what the hell was going on. They went outside. They said they looked around. Nobody was out there. It was daylight. If a neighbor was there or somebody was hiding, you would see them because of daylight.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
But that night is when things became worse, though, because after we saw it, it's like when it looked at us, like I don't know how to describe it, but I guess when it looked at us, like it found out who we were, like our names and stuff. Because later that night we had the same thing with the door, but I had somebody whisper my name in my ear. I felt the hot breath on my ear.
Over here.
And I thought it was my parents or something. So I woke up and I looked and nothing was there.
Ooh.
So I panicked. And that night, you know, my parents took us out the house. We went to a hotel, and they had to call like a priest and stuff to get the house blessed and stuff. But it was creepy because, like, you know, when somebody talks to you that's close to you, you feel the hot breath. Imagine that just in your ear, just whispering your name. And it was like a very ominous whisper. And that was like the last like straw that broke the camel's back right there.
It makes me think that your parents had experienced something where it was serious enough that they're like, no, we don't want to be in the house. Because like if they hadn't, like, I imagine my parents would be like, just go back to bed, you're having a bad dream. Like don't worry about it. So, like, have you ever talked to your parents? Did your parents have creepy experiences too in that house, like during that time?
Like, you know, when we got older, we talked about it, and like they heard things, but they were kind of denial. But it's simply because my family's from Guatemala, Central America. So, like, you know, growing up for them, if it's not something they see or the Llorona, they don't believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, to them, they just thought, you know, like, we're kids, imagination, you know, they heard stuff, but they just thought it was us. They didn't look into it. But then when things started escalating and they started seeing it, and then the whole thing with my name, that's when they, you know, took it in concrete.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man,
yeah, that's terrifying.
Especially as a kid, I couldn't even imagine, because that that thought, like, how often do you think about that when you go to bed?
Well, see, the irony is that because of that, that's why I got so unraveled and in love with the whole paranormal, from ghosts to UFOs to conspiracies. Like, I think about it all the time. Like, it's crazy because it's kind of like a curse, but it brought me into this world of looking beyond of what I know and what I can see.
Yeah,
that's cool in a way. Then let you down different
Yeah,
avenue.
you know, it was a scary experience as a kid, but you know, when I got older, like, I kind of understood it more. But it was definitely something. Like, I just remember just the name whispering. That's the creepiest thing. Like, every time I fall asleep, like, I always think, what if that happens again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it does? It's terrifying.
And that's the thing, you know, because, you know, from what I remember, it was a dark entity. So who knows? You know, these things can go dormant for a long period of time and just come back when they want to.
Yeah. Or it was just passing by and feeds on fear, saw you guys, refueled, scared the shit out of you, and then headed to wherever it was going.
I was just a dirty side piece, basically.
Drive-by haunting.
Drive-by haunting, yeah. Hey,
I
man,
was one of those pit stops.
Anyways, you're the last caller of the night, so we're gonna wrap this Cosmic Channels up. But we appreciate the call and appreciate you telling your story.
All right, guys. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it. You guys have a great night. All right.
Yep. Talk
Thanks
to you soon.
a lot.
Bye.
Try to sleep now.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun open Cosmic Channels. Lots of stories.
Great open channels, man. I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep. So
I know there's probably some more people waiting to get on the line here, but the show's got to end eventually.
Yeah, we said we're gonna cap these shows around an hour, and the lines are now offline. Cosmic Channels will be back next week, about the same time, hosted by us, the Alien Theorists. You can find our other stuff on iTunes, Alien Theorists Theorizing, or other projects by Meteor Studios. Search Meteor Studios on iTunes or where you get podcasts. And we don't really have a sign off yet, so signing off.
All right, let's do it.
Bitches.
Bring that in. Bye, everybody.